When we take a close look at all of the partnerships that Kanye West has lost over the last couple of days, what does that truly say about council culture? Let's talk about it.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
So what's going on, y'all? Unfortunately, we're going to talk about Kanye West. But I am interested in this conversation about Kanye West because the girls are going off and sounding off on social media. A lot of people are talking and saying that where was all this backlash? Where was all these things where he was saying like trash stuff about black folks, when he was making anti-black comments? Where was all of this? I'm wondering too. I've been asking for a minute, to be honest. I went back and I looked at some of the videos I did about Kanye West, and I went back and I've been kind of calling Kanye West out since 2013 when he was, starting to date Kim Kardashian, and you can just see the 180 that was happening with how he was talking about this white woman. And look where we are now, almost 10 years, and he is full-fledged a giant bird, like a giant white bird with inside black fellas, because it's like, girl, you're still a black person. And these partnerships and brand deals and all these things that you have lost in the last couple of days truly lets us know that you are still a black man. So a lot of black folks have been calling Kanye West out for a minute. A lot of folks have been having conversations about Kanye West and his things, his ideas and stuff for a long time. And what we saw was kind of mixed reactions for a minute. Like, people were just saying, hey, y'all not smart enough to understand, and da-da-da-da, and they're just coming up with all type of excuses to justify why Kanye West was the way he was. You had people still supporting his new albums, people still buying them ugly shoes, still buying Yeezys, still doing this and that. Like, they were still very much interested in Kanye West as a person. Now, I don't believe that every black person has to be on the same page for him to be, quote unquote, chopped for saying anti-black stuff. Like, I don't have to join forces with every black person to realize that, hey girl, this is wrong. The stuff that he's saying is wrong. The way he treated that black woman over at Vogue was wrong. How Kanye West has been moving for a minute has been wrong. But it's only hurt a specific group of people, which is black folks. And the world does not truly care about black folks. I mean, look at all the people in positions of power who don't care about black folks and still are able to move around the world with no regard, no care, just like, oh, it just is what it is. And Kanye West isn't the only celebrity that has been thriving in anti-blackness. There's a lot of celebrities who've been doing this as well, but now we're seeing the huge shift after the anti-Semitic comments that he made, and he's not backing down on it. Like, now you see Balenciaga like, hey girl, we're not working with him no more. Now you see Gap say, hey, we're gonna pull some of this, we're pulling a lot of his stuff. You see Adidas say, hey girl, we're severing ties. We see CAA, a major talent agency, who said, hey, we're not working with Kanye West anymore. And we see Def Jam saying, hey girl, you might not be a musician on our stuff anymore. But now you're starting to see folks move, and it's like, oh, girl, what happened? The world doesn't care about black folks like that. The world moves on anti-blackness. The world moves on anti-blackness. It's like a custom, like, girl, it's nothing. Like, that's the same reason why we have people dressing up children in Jeffrey Dahmer costumes, when we know, even after seeing the conversation for the last couple of years, after knowing the history of Jeffrey Dahmer and him murdering black folks, black queer folks, like, no one cares about black life. No one cares about black folks. Nobody cares about blackness like that. Like, people do not care about black folks, which is so much irony because Kanye West was the person who literally during the Hurricane Katrina crisis of the George Bush administration was on national TV, live TV, saying George Bush does not care about black folks. Like, this was his thing that he said, and folks was like, whoa, like, that took a lot to say that, to do that. But Kanye West is like now letting us know that the world truly doesn't care about black folks, because this man has been saying all types of stuff. He's made comments about slavery was a choice. One of the most horrific things that has happened on this planet. One of the worst things that has happened in this nation's history. No one said, hey girl, we need to cut ties. They continue to give him deals. They continue to sign him and let him be the face. They continue to have him interviewed and stuff. Now it's like, oh, he said this thing that is also trash. And it's like, now the world is stopped. It's like, oh girl, we got to get her out of here. Now, some folks said that, Jewish community has banded together and said, oh no man, we're not going to deal with that. We're not going to they banded together and was like, girl, no man, absolutely not. And I don't think that that means that black folks did not band together to, call out Kanye West. Black folks did. Even though there were some black folks who didn't see issue, it was like, hey girl, he making church music. I mean, what's the issue? And even some folks was like, hey girl, this church music that he's making is a ploy because R. Kelly did the same thing when he was called out for his behavior. But, he produced some church style music, the girl was living for it, whatever. And I don't think that it means that black folks weren't unified in, talking about Kanye West and saying, hey, this is like, this man, we have to stop giving him a platform. It was that black folks do not have the power to be able to counsel anybody. They just do not. Yes, there have been some times we've been able to make change and stuff through boycotts and all this other stuff. But truly, the power of counseling anyone, black folks don't have that. That's why when I hear people talk about cancel culture, they talk about, oh, you can't say anything. Well, minorities do not have the power to counsel anybody. This whole ruse of, oh, cancel culture, there's cancel culture coming for you. It's like, there's no such thing. What is going on is accountability, and people are talking about it hey, you know what? This stuff right here is it's really, really messed up, and we shouldn't be doing these things, and it's a bigger conversation. But it's not big enough to end careers like that. Depending on what it is, now we see that the powers that be are moving and somewhat holding Kanye West accountable. Now Forbes is reporting that Kanye West is no longer a billionaire. He's no longer worth $1 billion because of his Adidas deal being cut. And Adidas lost some stock today because of that. That was 10% of their revenue was the deal they had with Kanye West. But Adidas said, girl, no, we're not. We are a multi-billion-dollar company, girl, a couple of $100 million. We can eat that. But we will not be able to eat a backlash if it gets worse than this. And that's what it is at the end of the day. That's what it is at the end of the day. I need people to understand that, because I see the fighting and I see everybody saying, well, why black folks been complaining about him? Why haven't they done anything? Because they just don't care about black folks. The world moves on anti-blackness. People just do not care. And I think when we more understand that, then maybe we'll be able to move better and when the conversations and stuff that we're having. Because just to see Kanye West within a day or two be dropped and have ties cut from all of these brands CAA, Gap, Balenciaga, Adidas, Def Jam, I guess just wow, what is going on? And Kanye West, kind of called their bluff. Well, it's Adidas is not going to counsel me. They're not going to do it. And girl, here we are now. It's elimination time. So I don't know what is next for a Kanye West. I don't know. I think I do know, but I don't know if I'm comfortable saying it on here. I think I might have to talk about it on Patreon. But I'm not really sure where things go after him. I'm actually really tired of hearing about him. I've been sick of hearing about him and Kim Kardashian for a minute. Even before all of this stuff, I was tired of hearing of both of them. And this has been an ongoing thing. This man has been saying idiotic stuff for years. For years, this was the same man who made comments about he had to take 1,000 or 100 showers after, you know, getting out of a relationship with Amber Rose to talk to Kim Kardashian. Like, he was already in the beginning, he was already activating misogynoir. Like, he was already like, the beginning stages of anti-blackness. Like, to say that you leaving this black woman, you have to take a lot of showers to be with this, like, what does that say? What does that say about you as a person? And it's only went downhill from there. The whole slavery was a choice conversation got called out for that, but nothing happened. These brands still continue to work with him afterwards. These brands continued to allow this man to come and do fashion shows, come to work with their leadership to come up with new things to make them money, like continue to make music. Like, these folks just did not care because it's a joke to them. It's not real. Black folks are not human to these people. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, we can laugh at, like, it's so bad that you can get on social media and see Black death so quick. So quick. You can see a black person being murdered. You can see a black person experience all these things. You can see all of these things. And it's like we're desensitized to it. People will turn it into jokes. I'm on TikTok watching videos and I'm seeing people taking a audio from the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series and now turning it into a meme, like a reaction, like it's just like, this is sick. Like, they doing skits off of stuff like this. Not to mention that so many black queer folks were killed by this man. So what is happening? Like, when we don't even see, like, black folks not even seen as human, they're not even seen as people. When we allow folks like Kanye West to get on here and say all this stuff, and even black folks were not able to call him out and stop him from, you know, being platformed and all this other stuff and get deals and stuff. We weren't able to do that. And there were still, you know, some folks, unfortunately, some black folks who were interested in hearing this stuff because they are dealing with their own internalized anti-blackness themselves. But it's just really sad, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I don't feel any type of way about Kanye West being like banished to the shadow realm. I feel absolutely no type of way. I kind of saw this coming a while back. I was like, it's only a matter of time before he just keeps like pushing and seeing, like, he is fully fledged and turning into a white man. Like, he is adopting white supremacist talking points. Like, listen to what he's saying. And it's not far removed for a black person or any person to be saying stuff like that and to be on this other side, because it's coming from the same place. It's coming from the same source. It's coming from the same source. So like, I'm seeing folks like, wow, if you're going to say anti-black stuff, you're more than likely are going to have these type of views. And he's even said in an interview that he identifies with the white straight man. And the only people I feel bad for are his children. Like, I feel bad for his children who are on social media. Their mother is very big and makes a living, the whole family makes a living off of social media. It would be unrealistic for anybody to believe that these kids, Kanye West kids, are not accessing social media. And they're seeing this with their father. I can't imagine experiencing something like that at a young age and seeing my dad. I just can't imagine. So, I hope the kids come out. I hope they're getting the necessary therapy and stuff they need. And I hope they're getting the care, because this is truly unfortunate. And Kanye West seems to don't care about anybody but himself. But he about to learn the hard way. In the words of Brandon, you're gonna learn the hard way. Sorry I had to take your coins away. But those are my thoughts. What do you think about the whole subject? What do you think about the whole conversation? Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.